Maki, good morning. And good morning to anyone that is listening to the few words that I have to say this morning. Okay? It's a lovely morning this morning, a wonderful Sunday morning. Sitting on my veranda here. By the way, I'm sorry. My name is Claude Shadeed. Okay? I was born in St. Anne in this house in Jamaica. My mother's name is Hyacinth Shadeed. My father's name is Ralph Shadeed. Okay, indeed. I like that shop, indeed. Don't you, Mackie? Right, and a lot of people ask me that my name is very unique, Shadeed. It's Arabic, it's Hebrew. Okay, so I'm proud of that heritage. But I was born in Jamaica, grew up right here, Clarksonville. My father was a truck driver. He was a very popular Syrian type of man, or man that owns trucks. He drives trucks. So I grew up in a truck with my father. I went to school, I went to Homewood. I was sent to school to become a doctor. But boy, I didn't really love the doctor business. I really didn't love the book and pencils and stuff, going to Homewood. So my father said to me, Claude, I don't think you're going to be a doctor, you know. Boy, that really got to me. That made me feel down bad that my father gave me an advice of not being a doctor. But he knew more than I do, or did, as a father, because he saw himself in me. And I thought my father really didn't like me that much, because he took me from school, or I left school, and went to work with him. Now, going to work with your father is like an exciting trip because he's a truck driver. And I love to drive truck. I like to drive, I would like to be able to drive the truck. I said, Daddy, so you're going to give me the truck to drive? He said, no, son, you're not going to get this truck to drive like that. You're going to have to learn to do the hard work on the truck first. You're going to have to learn to put the load on the truck and lift them up, and it's very hard. You're going to have to learn to wash the truck. You're going to learn to have how to treat the people that travels on the truck, or whatever, or whoever the truck does business with, because that's how I make my living. I said, but Daddy, I'm your son. You can't even put me on the back of the truck. You have to put me in the front. He said, no, son, that's not the way it starts. So anyway, I worked with him. I went through hell with Daddy, with my father, Master Ralph. Sometimes up and down, but he was a good father. He taught me a lot of things that I did not understand at the time, growing up as a young boy, that I would need later on. So at the time I really thought my father was a rough man, a tough man, and he was rough in certain ways or certain things. You know what I mean? But he was a loving father. He was a good man. He prepared food for us, he gave us a lovely home to live in, and he worked real hard. As a matter of fact, he worked himself to death. He had a heart attack when I was about 20 years old, Master Ralph. So I miss my father. And I love my father, and now I can say that proudly, because a lot of things that he was telling me, I didn't realize at the time that he was right as a young boy growing up. But he taught me how to work. He taught me how to live with people, how to deal with people. I was a very shy boy. I was afraid of talking to people. That's why I love to chat so much now. I talk too much. Some people tell me I'll make a good lawyer, or a good speaker, or a good prime minister. Well, I'm not that now. I never made it to the prime ministership. But I made it home. I made it to America. I worked as an engineer in a factory, the Bud Company, and I did well there for about 5 years. Then I worked on other jobs and other jobs until I came back home to Jamaica, my home. And when my foot touched the ground of Jamaica, I was happy and sad. It's a long story, but I don't want to get into all of that, okay? What I've learned is how, most importantly, to live with people, to live around people. Good, bad, great and small, rich and poor. So I thank God today that I had the opportunity to be able to deal with white people, black people, Indian people, and I gained a lot of knowledge for that. So I'm back in Jamaica now. I am not an engineer here. I am a pear man. I sell pears, avocados, you know, the fruits that they call pears in Jamaica. It's really avocado, but it's a pear. My grandfather planted a lot of pear trees and a lot of farming. He does a lot of farming. So I learned, and I was put back here, or came back home, to take my grandfather's place, because Miss Anton Waugh passed on, Miss Edith passed on also. So I was the son that God chose to come back home to Jamaica, my lovely home, to carry on the pear business, or to carry on the farming, to be able to sell pears. You know, I was selling pears and selling avocados, pears, just by my gate, by my roadside, by the roadside at my house. That's where I live now. I'm proud to be here, the pear man. So I wrote a little song named Avocados. Avocados. So let me sing a little bit for you. I'm not going to do too much, but because I'm not a great singer, but I love to sing. That's my favorite love. Avocados, avocados, we love avocados, avocados, avocados. Everybody around the world love the avocados. Everybody children, everybody love the avocados. Likambang, we have a likambang. Avocados, avocados, avocados. So anyway, I just wanted to share those words with you. Here's another song that I wrote and gave to my son when he was in high school. The name of it is Lick and Bang. Lick and bang. Lick a bang. It goes like this. It's for working people. It's for people that lick and bang every day. And you lick and bang being a doctor, you lick and bang being a teacher, you lick and bang whatever you do to make a living, you're licking and banging. I wrote a poem about a little boy named Steve that likes to lick and bang with hammers and nails. And he became, long story, he became the world's greatest carpenter by licking and banging, licking and banging. So here's the song. Lick and bang, we are go lick and bang. Lick and bang, come make we lick and bang. Preacher and teacher, them a lick and bang. Pastor and a doctor, them a lick and bang. Fisherman and everybody lick and bang. You should have seen the old lady from Upper Hong Kong. A lick and bang, she a lick and bang. Post mistress, doctor, everybody. Come, lick and bang, come make we lick and bang. Lick and bang, we are go lick and bang. So this song, Lick and Bang, is a little poem that I started about a carpenter that I gave to my son. Lick and bang. So anywhere you are, if you're looking at me now, listening to my words, go and go lick and bang. Make we lick and bang. In whatever you do. You know what I love to do in my licking and banging? I love to sing. So I'm going to sing you one of the world's greatest songs now, written by a blind man. And this song is for today, for right now. I hope that Stevie Wonder, one of the world's greatest singers, musicians, when he hears this song, his song, he will be proud that I'm singing it on this Sunday morning. No April rain, no summer's night, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is, oh so true, I just call to say I love you. I just really want to say I love everybody. That's my favorite love in the world, is to love people. Let's get back to another subject. Growing up as a boy, I always was a very shy boy. But today, through this friend of mine, my son's mother, I call her my wife. Her name is Sarah. She taught me, comforted me, and taught me how not to be shy. Because shyness is fear, and fear comes from the devil. So let's erase fear out of our minds and learn to love, because love is the key. And I started putting aside all of that. So anyway, here I am today in Jamaica. I thank God for today, because today is the most important day of anyone's life. Today. One of the problems today around this whole world, every country you go, I've only been to two, America and Jamaica. But what I see happening today in the world, and I just want to share this in a good message, in a good way, for parents, especially mothers and fathers. The younger people today having children, growing up children, is not like when we were young. We had a lot of respect for older people. We had a lot of respect for the police. We had a lot of respect for our teachers. We had a lot of respect for our neighbors, especially again, older people. I mean, I remember when I was a little boy, when I hear that there's a teacher coming around the road and I'm playing marble and doing whatever I'm doing, or shooting catapults at birds or whatever, you pull up your pants and fix up yourself and set yourself because you know Miss Johnson or Mr. Johnson is coming. It hurts me today to see that these younger people, especially the little ones, they don't have any respect. Not all, but most of them don't have much respect for older people. They don't even have much respect for themselves. So I hope what I'm saying now will reach somebody, will reach a child in this world, or somebody, whether my children or your children, that they will hear what this man, the person who's talking to you is not just, I'm not just a little guy that just, I used to be a bad man, you know. I used to be a bad guy and deal with bad things and stuff. I never really kill anybody, I never steal, I never broke down people's houses, but I used to play the bad game like we grow up. But I've passed that stage a long time ago. So to whichever young child going to school or wherever, hear this, please, look into yourself. And if the most important person who should be in every person's life is God, I choose to call him Jehovah God. That's the name that I know. I'm not a church guy or whatever, but I am a man that believes that there's a third party, a third other entity that is guiding us. And I choose to call him God. So we learn today to look to God and to be in touch like Jesus, like all the great prophets of the world taught us to be. That's what I love today. And on that note, there's another song, the last song I'm going to sing for you now. And I have changed the words of this song because the older people may have heard this song. It's an old song. It says, love is in the air. But I changed that from love is in the air, it means the same, to God is in the air. So here it is. God is in the air. Everywhere I look around, God is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming, don't know if I'm being blind, but there is something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in the skies. God is in the air. Everywhere I look around, God is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming, don't know if I'm being blind, but there is something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. God is in the air. Yes, I've learned that all things on earth belongs to some creator. Everything on earth. And there's a little proverb that I heard on the radio, and I love this proverb. It says, the world is my country. All who are in it are my brethren, and love is my religion. So I just want to share that with whoever is listening today. And everything on earth has a purpose and a reason. I'm going to give you a little example when I'm talking about nature. I love nature. I love the animals. I love the plants and stuff like that. I've learned something about the eagle that I want to share today. The eagle, everything on earth, all animals, all things that makes up this world, intertwine, intermate, or mate with each other. They all do, to produce more. So the dogs do what he does, the cat does what he does, humans does what we do, and all those type of things to attract a female. And I've heard this the other day, and I want to share this because this is worth sharing. That the male eagle, how the female eagle attracts, or the male eagle attracts the female by doing something very unique. The female eagle goes up into the sky, takes up some sticks, and goes up into the sky and let go the sticks to fall to the ground. And the male eagle flies and catches them and takes them back to her, the female eagle. And then she goes higher again and let them go. And the male goes and catches them. and take them back to her. And she goes higher and higher till she reaches where she's satisfied that he brings them back to her. And then she mates with him. That is very unique. That is very unique about the world that we live in today. There's another thing that I've learned about our remote control. The remote control that we have, that we watch on our televisions, that technology has brought us today, the remote control, it's designed from a rat bat. A rat bat. When I saw that on national TV, and I was astonished to know that the rat bat has a gift that nothing else on earth has. And man, scientists and technology has brought it to a point where man can use it now. And I'm going to share with you what I've learned. That the rat bat, that creature, lives under a cave. And there's about 10,000 of them, or 2,000 of them, flying around at high speed. And none of them touches each other. None of them touches each other. At no time, at that speed, and flying in the air. So that must be unique because they cannot see. They're blind. And if a blind creature can not buck up or lick up or touch anything that he flies around, that must be something in him that God has made. And it's called a sensor. It's called a radar. It's called, like technology today, that's what is in our TV or in our remote control that goes to the television, a sonar, a sensor, a razor, something that you can't hold, you can't see, you can't touch it. But yet it works, it activates that TV. And it was designed from a rat bat, the creature that cannot see. And I want to just add to that into saying what we can see and what we can't see. You know what? I've learned so much from nature. The ants, the rat, the cat, the pig, the goat, the birds, the things. There's so much I've learned from them. And God created all of them for us to learn and to share and to take care of them. So anyway, Mackie, Mr. Morrison that lives up the hill from me, we all were born right here. I wasn't very bright, as I said before, in school. I didn't really love the school thing, but I love nature. I like things of naturalness. I have 4 children that I love, all of them, okay? One of them name is Shakir. The other one's name is Shaq O'Neal. My name is Shadeed. So I happen to flirt with girls sometimes, because I love girls, by sharing with them that the sweetest letter of the alphabet in our world here today is S. S. S is the sweetest letter. It starts S. So I'll name some S's for us today. S. Sweet, soft, special, sometimes scenting something. Smile, sex, sexy. Soup, sugar. Samantha, Sandra, Sarah, stars, sophisticated. And I can go on and on with the S, the Son of God, S. S. Just something I wanted to share with everybody. I've also learned something from nature. That if you look into that mountain, if you look into a hill, into a mountain, there are large trees and little trees. And the grass, middle-sized ones, all different sizes, height and stuff. And what I learned from the trees is that the tall trees, the big trees, has to shade the little trees and keep them cool. And the little trees, they die faster, so they fertilize the big trees. They work together. So the trees can teach us something of nature in the world that we live in today. And it's the same thing with humans, with people. That the big people, the rich people and the wealthy people, they need the little people. They need the poor people to make them make money and to run the factories and to do the work and to do all these things that keeps our world going. And the little people and the little trees needs the big ones, and the big ones need the little ones, because they all work together. So we can learn something from that about nature and about human beings. So when we go to work, do your job and do it well. Do it not because the man is richer than you and you're trying to get his money, but do it with a building attitude, like you want to be a part of this. You want to be a part of this world. You want to be a part of, because the rich needs the poor, and the poor needs the rich. The blacks needs the white, and the white needs the white, and the white needs the black. We all need each other, because there's a song that says, one blood, one blood, one blood. I live in Clarksonville, a little town in St. Anne, Jamaica. Clarksonville. And I was born here, like I said before. But our area here is basically a farming area in the country. Our area here needs a little more improvement. Most importantly, from the people that has left here, returning residents, to come back to where they came from, to their home, to do something for us here, because we need help. It's a poor little neighborhood. So I'm saying to all the people who have left here in the world today, remember where you come from. And if you don't remember where you come from, we can't know where we're going to. So I'm saying to the world today, where I live, it needs a lot of improvement. And if somebody or some people could hear me today and send some help to help this little Clarksonville, because it's a lovely little place. It produces the best weather in the world. No matter how hot it is during the day, it's always cool and nice, because we have a lot of gullies. We have a lot of sinkholes and stuff, and the trees and the mountains keeps it cool. So it's very cool and nice to live here. But we really need some improvement and some help from the world to remember where we come from, Clarksonville. And I'm proud to be a Clarksonite, okay? Like Mackie, my friend here, and a lot of people here. We need a little more educational teachings. So I thank God today that I can be here, that whatever I can do for Clarksonville to help my little area where I was born. The bauxite is here and all those things, but we need a little more improvement for the farmers to help the man who plant the food for us. Claude, just a Pear man. And living here in this area, or where I live, it's kind of poor. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes we can find food, but we can't buy the meat or most of the things in the supermarket and stuff like that. So if there's anyone out there that will ever see me or remember me or appreciate, thank you so much what I'm saying this Sunday morning, you can send some help to me, because I need help also. Whatever. Even a good word is help. My name is Claude Shadeed, K Valley, Clarksonville, St. Anne, Jamaica. As I said before, Claude Shadeed, K Valley, St. Anne. My phone number is area code 876-334-5338. And if there's somebody out there that would like to talk to me, because I need friends too, and we all need friends. Everybody needs good people. Please don't send our call if you have anything negative or bad to say. I would appreciate it, because I like to do good things and say good things to people. If you admire what I'm saying to you today, please give me a call, okay? Just a little Clarksonville Pear man. I am not no special man. I am not no doctor, a lawyer, or teacher, or whatever. And this is not a scam. This is
if you need
real.
pear, if you need pear,
and if you need avocados, if you're passing by here at my house in Clarksonville, St. Anne, and you want pear, avocado, they're good. Real, real good. I eat them when it's the season. I eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Avocados, pears. And I enjoy all other things. Like my favorite fruit is sugar cane and sweet sop. Those are my favorite fruits. So if one day anybody would like to stop, I live right by the roadside. My name is Claude Shadeed again, and just ask for Claude and you'll find me. You know, my mother is very special to me. She's one of those Christian type of person, born and grow in the church and believe in God and lives for her Bible. She sleeps with it and live with it 24 hours a day. I admire my mother so much. I love my mother. My mother's a very hyacinth. She's a very special person to me. I think I grew close to my mother because growing up, you know, the neighbors and people and stuff used to always think I was a little bad boy. But I wasn't bad. I was good. And my mother always tell me that, Claude, you're not bad, you're a good guy. You're the sweetest child that I have. And that makes me feel real good. So here's some things I did. I wrote some little poems or some little things. I copied some things, and so I wanted to share them with you because these words are worth sharing with the world. Go ahead now. This one is for my mother. It says, Mother, I am glad God made you my mother and also my very, very special friend. For all the times you listen, for all the times you care. May God bless you, Mama. Don't let tears come to my eyes. I love you, Mama. Here's another one. Mama loves a piano. She plays the piano professionally. Here's another one I read. It's called The Beauty of Love. The Beauty of Love. Some people pray to marry the person they love. My prayers will somewhat vary. I humbly pray to heaven above that I love the person I marry. Love does not dominate, it cultivates. The person who is always finding faults seldom finds anything else. Love must be learned and learned again and again. There is no end to it. Hate needs no instruction, but only once, only to be provoked. The beauty of love. Here's a doctor bird, the hummingbird. I like this. The doctor bird drinking the straw, drinking wine. Jesus said we should drink wine. So let's have a little drink now with the doctor bird. Where love is, God is. He that dwells in love dwells in God. God is love. Therefore, love, love, love. The poor, where it is easy. The rich, who needs it most. Are equals, where it is difficult. Without distinction, without calculation, without any procrastination. Love, love, love. The little doctor bird wrote that one. Here's another one. Some belts entwined together. This is for married people. For people who are in love and married and have children and trying to live a family life. It says, a successful marriage is one in which you fall in love many times, always with the same person. Respect is what we owe. Love is what we give. Love, love, love. Go on. Okay. A successful marriage is one in which you fall in love many times, just like what you're looking at right here now. Look at the colors of the belts. They're different colors, different creativity, different shapes, different things entwined, and they're all intertwined together. So this teaches us as humans that we can entwine in unity and love. And one of my favorite songs for this picture is, 'Cause united we stand, divided we fall. And if our back should ever be against the wall, let's be like this picture. This picture. Did you get that? Yeah. Good. All right. Here's another one. The bird singing, love is God. We learn in our Bibles that the Bible says God is love. Well, the bird is saying here that love is God. So if we turn the three words around, from love to God and God to love, it comes the same. God is love. The Dr. Bird singing. The beauty of love. And this special, most important one to me is my mother. Look at the flowers. It represents love. I love my mother. Look at the piano. I love music more than any other thing on this earth other than human beings and God himself. The piano, it plays music. And you know which song just came to me looking at this piano? Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney sang a song named Ebony and Ivory. So let me just sing a few words of it. Ebony, ivory, living in perfect harmony. We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There's good and bad. in everyone. Learn to live, learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, yeah, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony. Side by side on my piano, we both know that. Why don't we? I like that.
Hey, I'm coming. I'm right here. Is this for a magazine? Is this for your personal? Oh, in the way.
Okay. Okay. First, I must say, this is my stone. This is my second home. I go into my house right there, most of the time in a home, yes, thank God. It needs a little cleaning up now, but try to understand, okay? But this is where I relax myself by the roadside in Jamaica. This is my little roadside. This is under the tree, where everybody sees me all the time when I'm selling my avocados, my pears. And let me just give you a little history about this tree over my head. This tree is called a lucky tree, lucky tree. There it is. I heard that the proper name for it is a sycamore tree. But this is where I sit mostly during the days when I'm selling pears and sell my pears and the cars come and stop. Okay, I find this little spot very relaxing. So under the lucky tree. I'll give you a little example of the lucky tree, or why it's called the lucky tree, that I gained this knowledge from the tree itself and somebody that was here. One day I was sitting right here selling pears, and this lovely lady, 3 of them, came by here and stopped looking for somebody. So they came out of the car and was talking to me and bought pears from me and stuff like that. And the lady said to me, "What kind of tree is this?" And I said, "It's a lucky tree." And she said, "Wow." I said these luckies, these little things that is on the tree. Here is one of them. Here's one of them right here. This is a lucky. This is the lucky. Okay? This little seed, there is a seed inside of it. If you open it, there's a seed inside of it. And I usually put one into my pocket. I'm not superstitious. I'm not a voodoo man or anything like that. I don't believe in those things. But this little lucky seed, the lady said to me, "Could I have one of them?" And I said, "Sure, ma'am." And I cleaned it off and gave it to her. And she took the lucky and put it into her bag. I gave the other 2 women one of them also, and they put them in their bags. Anyway, the lady was here for a while, and I explained the tree and stuff like that. And then she went away. I never saw her again. She went away to England. That's where she lives. And about 6 months later, I saw a car stop right at my gate, and a lady came out of the car, and I said, "Wow, I know this lady, but I can't remember who she was." And she walked up to me and she said to me, "Sir, Mr. Shadeed, I have 10 pounds for you." I said, "For what, ma'am?" "I thought you wanted pears to buy." She said, "Yes, I'm going to buy pears, but I have 10 pounds to give to you." I said, "For what?" She said, "You remember the day when you gave me the lucky? I was the lady under the tree, and you gave the lady the lucky to put in her bag." So the lady told me who she was. Hi, good afternoon. So back to the lucky tree now. The lady said that as she stepped off the plane, she found 20 pounds on the ground. And the first person that she thought about was me, the man under the lucky tree that gave her the lucky to put in her bag. So she, not very superstitious either, she said, "Wow, I thought about the man that gave me the lucky and I found 10 pounds. As I stepped off the plane, I found 20 pounds. And she thought of me and she brought 10 pounds and gave to me. Well, thank you. And for the past 10, 15 years, she never passes my house and don't stop and buy pears or bring something for me. That's the lucky history in Clarksonville. Okay, Valley, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
My name is Bashi. I'm a tenant for Mr. Shadeed. I've lived here since last year, September, but I was in foreign for 7 months. But I've been here now for 3 months, and I love Jamaica.
And you're from Mackenzie?
Yeah, I'm from Mackenzie, Mackenzie district of Booker. I have to go there soon because I need my EOJ card. Nice to be doing this on TV. Have a nice day. This is my friend.
Let me talk with
This is
you.
my friend Loopy. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to speak. We're enjoying ice cream from the ice cream man that just passed by. We're good. We're okay today. It's a nice day. Nice breeze and nice, no rain right now.
Nice day.
Right. There you go. Your TV star now. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Wait, wait. Should we walk to the buildings and stuff?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, you know? That I can start.
I know nothing bad me go say no.
Right. Okay, that's Poopy right there. My neighbor and my friend. And that old building, that little building used to be a bank. Okay? Used to be a bank. It's called the People's National Cooperative Bank.
And Poopy is the richest man in the world because him live in the bank. Him is the only man in the world that live into a bank. Yeah. Bye, bye, bye.
He lives into a bank.
That's my neighbor and my friend, okay? Yes, Poopy. Respect.
Yes, yes.
1 second. Please, I'm on the way to
Wow.
church.
What
Going on the way to church.
I'm good. Good morning. Good morning.
Camera, say hi, hello. Stop chewing so furiously. Say hello to the camera.
Let me introduce them. That's who you're looking at here right now is
Breezy.
Reese's daughter.
That's my sister.
And that's your sister. So what is your name?
Margaret.
What is your name?
Margaret.
That's Margaret and
Lana.
Lana.
Oh,
And
know
they're
you,
going.
man.
They're going.
Everybody know Lana.
They're going to church right now.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, and sorry to say, let me say, I have to say this because it might bring tears to my eyes. So I hope you, whoever sees this, will understand. Lana, Margaret, Lana, your father has passed away. My friend, my best friend in Clarksonville. An old man, him and my mother went to school together. So they were age group. And he was a hard-working little old man, but he was tall and
Yeah.
strong. He goes to the gully every day and work.
Every day.
So
Every
here is his
day.
daughters. I just want to give my sympathy to them.
Okay.
Hamas Reezy, or Brother Reezy, you hear?
Yeah.
Good. And we'll be at the funeral.
Okay.
Okay? Yes. One of the panty here.
Oh, it's like already.
Yeah.
You too.
Yes.
Honeyton will find we.
What's
You
your
too.
name?
This is
What's
Maki.
your name?
We are. That's the lucky tree. Here's a tangerine tree, Tanza. Some people call it stanza. Some people say tanza or whatever. But it's a tangerine tree. This is the tree right here. There's not no young ones on it now, but it's coming. They're coming, okay? Here is a gongo peas tree. Gongo peas. We're going to make a song out of gongo. See? That's the gongo. And here's my special tree now, the pear tree. The avocado tree. Go on down. Yeah, man. The avocado tree right here. That's the one my grandparents live off of in a certain way of farming in his older age. And he has taught me. So I love pears. Hello, pears. How you doing? Fine. Thank you for coming. All right. Come.
Let me find out.
Right. You see the avocado. Here's a Sybil orange. It's a sour orange, but it makes the best lemonade in the world. The best kind of lemonade is sour orange. Right. And like I said earlier, I was born right here. My grandparents, okay, right in that room back there. Well, thank God today I live here. I have to hold up my grandfather and grandmother's name and work. This is the shop that my grandfather built first. This is where he lived before he built his house. So we all grew up right here. We all grew up here as children.
Let me.
This is my grandfather's shop, my shop now. And this is where he started as a young man with his wife and family to bring us all into the world. Right, Grampy, Masantanwa, okay? Here's another man, Mas Brighty Cross. And this is the most popular shop in Jamaica or around the world. Because this shop is literally put and made into the road. Back in the old times when they were riding donkeys and horses, this shop was built. So it's right in the road, Mas Brighty Cross shop. That's Mr. Case over there. That's Mr. Case, one of the persons who were born and grow here also. And above up here is Mr. Lincook, Mr. Wesley Lincook. We used to look up to this man. He was the richest man around. And we run to his shop all the time. When we were little children, we run to Mas Wesley shop to buy our candies, our sweetie, and rice and flour and sugar. Mas Wesley Lincook. And I'll give you, let's go over here. I'll give you a good example of who Mas Wesley Lincook was. When I was a little boy growing up,
Keep talking.
he sell chocolates, Cadbury chocolates. And in those times, in those olden years or times, chocolates, we didn't get chocolates. We couldn't buy chocolates because we can't go, you have to go to Kingston or go to the big cities to see chocolate, Cadbury chocolate. So Mas Wesley used to sell them. Mas Wesley used to sell them. And I remember one Saturday, my father drove his truck and come and park right here to pick up some load to put on the truck. And he came down to the house, and I as a little boy, I was about 11, 12, around that little age, 10, 11, 12. And I said, Daddy, can you buy me a chocolate? Can you give me the money to buy a chocolate? And for some reason, he didn't give me the money to buy the chocolate. I didn't have any, there was nothing wrong or whatever, but he just did not give me the money that day. And I went, when he drove away, I went up to Mas Wesley Lincook, and I said, Mas Wesley, I was crying. I wasn't crying, but I was crying. I was like really hurt. And I said, Mas Wesley, I asked my father for money to buy the chocolate, and he didn't give it to me. Could you give me one, sir? And he looked at me, and he said, sure, Claude, I'm going to give you a chocolate. And he gave me a Cadbury chocolate. And I took that chocolate and put it in my pocket and went straight home and hide under the cellar and keep licking. Licking all day. I was eating this chocolate. I didn't want it to finish. So that's what I remember of Mas Wesley. And it was always remembered, this chocolate he gave me. He was a very wise old half Chinese man. And I learned a lot from him. And I remember the chocolate. Bless you, Mas Wesley. Okay, here we are. Here's a young fellow here. What is your name, young man?
Daniel Mitchell.
Talk a little louder.
Daniel Mitchell.
Daniel Mitchell. Where you from?
Clarksonville.
From Clarksonville. Here we go again. Clarksonville is getting popular.
And your family, who your family?
Peaches Garden. My mother.
Peaches Garden.
Dwight Mitchell, my father.
Dwight Mitchell, father.
Dwight related to who? Winky them? Arnie?
From Tom.
From Tom, right. But here's a young man. Which school do you go to now?
Brownstone High School.
He goes to Brownstown High School. Okay. And what's your name again?
Daniel Mitchell.
Daniel Mitchell. And you know, this is one of the quiet guys of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
He's a quiet little guy. He goes to school. I see him every day, all the time. And he goes to school. But he's not a little trouble guy. I can't remember of him giving any trouble. So let's say hey for
Mitchell.
Daniel Mitchell of Clarksonville.
Yes.
Right. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Right.
Brother.
In the car with us. Let's see if another one is coming. Go on. Okay, right here is my other grandmother. Right here, over here. You know, I have a history of my mother and my father. Because this is where my father was born.
Call the lady
And
name.
right, Miss Nini. Her name is Miss Reynolds. Vida Reynolds. But me, I call her Miss Nini.
And she was born right here. She had this child, my father, one son. He grew up right here. And my mother grew up around the corner right down there at our house, at my house now. So they played together from they were children, from they were babies. They played, fight and quarreled and argued and neighbors and whatever, until they become man and wife. And they had 8 children together. Lovely children. I am one of them. I'm the ugliest one, but I'm the prettiest one. Okay. So now, over there, that's Miss Minnie. And going up the road, we're going to the post office. You know, in our time, or in my time, when I was a little boy growing up here, we get the letters from the post office. Every kind of communication with the outside countries or the outside people from this district, we had to write letters or we had to send telegrams. If there was an emergency situation, you go to the post office and then you get a telegram. It's always something bad, like somebody died or some truck crashed or something. That's what a telegram was. So that kind of cut out, and we went on to TV, we went on to radios, we went on to all these technological things that we have today. And thank God today man has created this thing here where you can see me now, that I can talk about where I came from or my heritage. And to be thankful to be back here today in the bush of Clarksonville. Okay? So we're going towards the post office. This house up here.
No, go ahead.
We just passed Miss B. Allen's house and Miss Lovey, 2 sisters, at that house there. And coming up here was Mas Costas Hayden. They call him Rufus Hayden. And also he has another name, Be On Time. That he had a little van, and the name of the van was Bean Time. Bean Time. And over our head here is a guinep tree. Guinep. It's a Chinese fruit, or a fruit tree. Some little things with seed, and you suck off the seed and get off the food from it. Guinep. This house here is the Morrisons. Mackie's mother, Mas Early, Ralph Morrison. That's the Morrison family. Okay? Over here is Rufus, the same Mr. Aiden again, where his wife used to fry fritters, little fritters. And her fritters was so sweet in the morning that we didn't want nothing to eat at our house. We had to take our money and buy Miss May's fritters, because they tasted better than the ones we had at home. I mean, they weren't better, but you know, to us children, they were so good. Here is what you call a cedar tree, a very unique and very valuable lumber, a cedar tree. And behind it is a pear tree, avocado tree.
And this house?
Then this house now is Miss Kennett. Very quiet man. We all born and grow here. This is Mas Kennett's house. His mother has passed away, but the house is still here. And here is a mango tree. An old mango tree.
That doesn't bear anything.
That doesn't bear much in this area. It doesn't. Mangoes don't do well here. We do well with pears, bananas, plantains, and stuff like that. And here is one of the famous post office of the world. Clarksonville, K-Valley Clarksonville post office. Here it is right here. It's still standing today as one of the monuments of Clarksonville. This building right here. Still standing. The postmistress, I know them very well. I come here every day and talk to them. It's Mrs. Allen. Miss Williams Donna Allen. Alicia. Her proper name is Alicia Williams Allen. And Miss Gooden. They work here every day. And I am their entertainer. I am their teacher. I am their tutor. They're my good friends. Whenever I have a problem or whenever they have a problem, I feel comfortable that I can talk with them. Miss Allen, Miss Williams, and Miss Gooden. Good. That will show you up, right? And it can be used as a monument, recording to keep. Boxes and stuff. Mr. Crawford.
Mr. Crawford, yeah.
Mr. Crawford. I remember as a child growing up, I remember Mr. Crawford's shop. He is this tall, skinny man. I would say white man, but he was not really a white man. He was just a human being. He was very tall and he's very slender, but he wasn't mean. He was a kind person to me also. So I remember Mr. Crawford. May I say hello to all his family, whoever is left now. Oh, here, I see the right one here. Hello, Tata. Come, I'm going to put you on television. So both of you come right here. I'm not joking. Come, just come. Just do me thing. Okay, here is Tata. Come on, Tata, you work with me. What's your real name? What's your name? Tawiana Orel. Tell me. Tell me your name. Just tell me your name.
Kanita McKnight.
Kanita McKnight.
Kanita.
Kanita McKnight and Oriel. Okay? Right. So they're coming from up the hill, up the road, and they're going down now back to up at their house up at a place called Pound Hill.
So who are your family?
Who are your family? Elaine.
Who? Oh, Elaine.
That's my mother.
That's your mother.
That's your mother?
That's her mother too. Elaine is their mother, and Sister Dar.
No, that's my grandmother.
Yes, that's your grandmother.
Auntie Pauline.
And Auntie Pauline, and who else? What's the
Our
sister?
father.
Amira.
Your daughter too?
Yes, this is
Yeah?
this is Elaine's daughter.
Elaine's daughter, right?
That's Elaine's daughter. Smile now, look how you're pretty now. Look at the camera.
She look like Pauline too, you know?
You're not
Right,
gonna
she does look like Pauline. What you
I'm
say?
not telling you that. I know
You're not
that.
talking to the camera, me you be talk to. Right, all right, come, let's walk with them. Come a little bit, and let's walk. And, right.
Check out.
So watch the car, watch the road, watch the road. Make it here, we walk by the road, all the road. Walk. So you have to be very careful on the road when you're walking. So little girls and little boys and little children, when you walk on the road, look up, look down, look back, look all ways, okay?
Dead right this.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, girly. Yeah. You say anything to anybody?
Say something, say hello.
Hi to Divine and all the others.
And the whole world.
I don't know.